Hey guys, how's it going? This is John with Gamester81.com. This episode I'll be reviewing a brand new peripheral for the Atari 7800, which is really cool if you think about it because there weren't many peripherals released for that system. Atari was planning on releasing some really cool add-ons, including even a laser disc at one point. Never came to fruition, unfortunately, but this is really cool. And I want to say a big shout out and thank you to David, who actually produced this. He reached out to me on Atari Age, and he's produced these in limited runs. They're geared for the higher end collector who are into retro gaming. This thing retails for over $200, so it's certainly not cheap, but I can tell you guys from the build quality, this thing actually, and the look of it, it looks like and matches the feel of a peripheral for the system during this time. I mean, it's definitely not cheap build quality, so it's pretty cool. And David mentioned that if this does well, he'll possibly release other cool arcade joysticks for other systems, including the ColecoVision, among others, which would be awesome to see. So I'm a big fan of the homebrew scene, as many of you guys know. I think it's really cool to see new add-ons for older systems, keeping those systems alive. This is one way of doing that, which is really cool. So there's two things about the Atari 7800 system that really were the downfall. First one was the sound was not very good. It's pretty much the same sound as the Atari 2600 system. It can play Atari 2600 games, which is cool, but sound is not very good. Secondly is that the fact that the joystick, and it came with a joystick, and it was kind of didn't handle very well, to be honest with you. And in Europe and in the PAL regions, they did release a joypad very similar to the NES. Did much better. Unfortunately, that never saw the light of day here in North America. But this thing is really cool to have because this will play on the Atari 7800, of course. It's got the 9-pin adapter, so you just plug it right in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug this in. We're going to test out some games. Only 59 games were released for the 7800. And the biggest thing, I think the biggest mistake Atari made in the 80s was this was actually supposed to come out, or the system rather, was supposed to come out in 1984. And right before the NES hit the market, when Nintendo released that. Unfortunately, Atari was struggling with financially, so they decided to delay the release of the Atari 7800. It didn't come out until 1986, after the NES already established a huge market share in the marketplace, and it just lived in the shadows. And by 1992, the system was off the shelves and discontinued by Atari, which is really too bad. And then the Jaguar came out, and that didn't do very well, and Atari hasn't released this system since then. Well, without any further ado, let's take a closer look at this arcade joystick. If you guys like new projects for old consoles like this, if you're a huge fan of retro gaming, please like this video. That tells me that you guys support projects like this, and that means a lot. So we'll take a closer look at how this works, go from there. Thanks for watching. First game I'm going to show you is Donkey Kong. Also guys, I just want to throw out there, sorry about the crackling in the audio. That's not the system causing the crackling, it's a capture device, unfortunately. But I want to show Donkey Kong for two reasons. First, it's a great game. I'm assuming most of you guys have seen gameplay of it, so I wanted to show you what the graphics look like compared to what you're used to seeing. Secondly, since it's an arcade game, or initially, I want to see how this joystick handles. It handles awesome. It's very, very responsive. The controls, it's great. This definitely has a very unique feel compared to using the joystick controller that comes with the system. This is Lucasfilm Games. Now, notice it later turned into LucasArts. It's called Ball Blazer. This is the first game, actually, that they ever released. Ported to a number of home computers, including the Commodore 64, Apple computer. It was actually ported to the NES as well. Graphically, though, the scrolling effect on this is a lot better than the NES port. Basically, it's kind of like soccer. It's a sports game done like a first-person. Very unique gameplay, very unique split screen. Definitely an interesting game by Lucasfilm Games. This is a homebrew. This is actually a Pacman Plus, never officially released for the 7800. In fact, this is in the arcade, came out in 82. Officially the fourth Pac-Man game created, actually by Midway. It wasn't really officially licensed by Namco. But really interesting gameplay. I just wanted to show you how advanced these homebrews can get, because Pac-Man Plus never officially came out for any of the home consoles until now, which is really cool. If you guys are interested in ordering this arcade joystick, I'll put a link to the website below. It's classicjoysticks.com. If you guys want to stay in touch, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as my website, Gamester81.com. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming.